Building reputation with a franchise and team and establishing a loyal fan base is pretty important for a lot of players in the NFL. So, what happens when they jump ship from their original team and go join a rival in the same division? Well, as today's examples will show, generally a lot of hurt feelings and some real fiery rivalries. For sports fans, few things are heartbreaking as watching one of your idols become a Benedict Arnold. That is, a person who betrayed the people that they were once loyal to most by siding with the enemy. There are no shortage of big-name NFL stars who went from hero to villain by joining their former squad's rival team, and their moves forever changed NFL history, either for better or for worse. So here's a dive into 10 NFL stars who backstabbed their teams by choosing to unite with their archenemy. Brett Favre. Favre's illustrious 16-year tenure with the Green Bay Packers, headlined by a Super Bowl 31 championship and 3 MVP awards, ended on a rather sour note in the 2008 offseason. The gunslinger didn't make up his mind on retiring, and the Packers just couldn't wait around anymore. Mike McCarthy and company ultimately decided to roll with 2005 first-round pick Aaron Rodgers as the starter in 2008. Favre wasn't all that happy about it, and it led to an ugly PR game which ultimately ended with number 4 getting traded to the New York Jets. All this because Favre kept going back and forth on retirement without giving his team a firm answer. Favre had an unspectacular 2008 campaign and was cut by the Jets in the ensuing offseason. Favre really went from hero to enemy in Green Bay though when he signed with the NFC North rival Minnesota Vikings just weeks before the start of the 2009 regular season. Favre was mercilessly booed by the Cheeseheads when he made his highly anticipated return to Lambeau in Week 8, which resulted in a 38-26 Minnesota victory. Of course, Favre's Vikings would suffer a gut-wrenching loss to the New Orleans Saints in the NFC Championship game that year, and one season later, A-Rod led the Packers to a Super Bowl 45 championship. So, that all worked out fine for Green Bay anyway. And Packers fans slowly but surely wound up forgiving Favre for the brief betrayal, and the Hall of Famer had his number retired by the team during the 2015 season, as both sides permanently buried the hatchet. Terrell Owens. T.O. only lasted a season and a half with the Philadelphia Eagles, yet his tenure in Philly almost had as much drama as the entire Harry Potter book series. The only things that were missing were Hogwarts, magic wands, and Dobby the House Elf. Owens was traded from the San Francisco 49ers to the Eagles in the 2004 offseason. He and Donovan McNabb instantly formed an explosive duo and propelled the Eagles to a 13-win season and a Super Bowl 39 berth, where they just narrowly fell to the New England Patriots. During the 2005 season, T.O. became very unhappy over his contract situation and started butting heads with teammates, coaches, and staffers. This included an actual fight with Hugh Douglas, who was working as a team ambassador at the time. Owens also threw verbal jabs at McNabb and was even seen wearing a jersey of Michael Irvin, who played for the rival Cowboys. Owens was ultimately suspended for the first half of the 2005 campaign, and the Eagles ended up releasing him in the offseason. He went on to go and sign with, who else? The Cowboys in 2006. And yeah, the future Hall of Famer was heavily booed by the Philly faithful when he made his first return there. Better yet for Eagles fans, they got bragging rights over Owens by winning a high-scoring affair 38-24. Wes Welker. The undrafted Texas Tech product was traded from the Miami Dolphins to the New England Patriots in the 2007 offseason, joining a rebuilt receiving core that also added future Hall of Famer Randy Moss. Welker became one of the NFL's elite receivers after teaming up with Tom Brady. He had 5 seasons for 100 catches and 1,000 receiving yards, leading New England to Super Bowl 42 and 46 appearances. Welker became a fan favorite in Foxborough and looked poised to finish his career there. But in an absolute stunner, the Pro Bowl slot receiver left New England in 2013 free agency to sign with the arch-rival Denver Broncos. The Broncos had only become New England's main rival because they won the Peyton Manning sweepstakes a year earlier. Welker went from Brady to Manning, which instantly made him an enemy in Foxborough. Welker was instrumental in helping the 2013 Broncos rewrite the record books. Manning set the single-season record for passing yards and passing touchdowns, and the Broncos scored an NFL record 606 points in the regular season. These records were all previously set by none other than Welker and Brady's 2007 Patriots. Though Welker's Broncos would beat the Patriots in the 2013 AFC Championship game, the Patriots would go on to win 3 more Super Bowls with the Brady-Julian Edelman connection. The latter, of course, took over as Brady's new go-to slot receiver following Welker's departure. So yeah, I guess the Patriots wound up getting the last laugh over Welker after all. Julius Peppers. The Chicago Bears signed the longtime Carolina Panthers star pass rusher to a 6-year contract worth $91.5 million in 2010 free agency. Needless to say, the Bears definitely got their money's worth from this investment. Peppers led Chicago to the NFC North Division title and the conference championship game in 2010, where they ultimately fell to the archenemy Packers. In 4 seasons with Chicago, Peppers racked up 37.5 sacks, 10 forced fumbles, and 18 passes defended. The Bears wound up releasing Peppers in the 2014 offseason, and he was quickly scooped up by the rival Packers. Peppers continued to play at a high level over his 3 seasons with Green Bay, helping them to conference title game appearances in 2014 and 2016, though the Packers lost both of them. The Bears were always getting dominated by Aaron Rodgers to begin with, but seeing a franchise star like Peppers leave town to join their division rivals in 2014 was a pretty tough blow for Bears fans. At least he didn't win a Super Bowl there, I guess. Peppers went back to Carolina in 2017, where he spent his final 2 seasons before finally calling it quits. Neil Smith. In Kansas City, Derek Thomas and Neil Smith formed one of the most explosive pass-rushing duos the NFL had ever seen. The Chiefs emerged as a powerhouse in the AFC, and it started with this dynamic tandem on defense. But Chiefs fans endured brutal heartbreak when Smith left to join the longtime rival Broncos in 1997 free agency. In a press conference, Smith cited his desire to see what he was worth, and the Chiefs' offer was apparently well below what they paid Thomas. Smith got major comeuppance when his Broncos beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead in the 1997 divisional round en route to a Super Bowl 32 championship. To further rub salt into the wound, Smith's Broncos repeated as Super Bowl champions in the 1998 season. But time heals most wounds, alright. The Chiefs inducted Smith into the franchise's Hall of Fame in 2006, and any lasting heartbreak after that was hopefully put away for good when KC won Super Bowl 54 in the 2019 season. Adam Vinatieri. You know you meant a lot to your franchise when you're viewed as a big-time traitor, even though you were just a kicker. But such was the case with Adam Vinatieri in New England. Mr. Automatic made clutch field goal after clutch field goal after clutch field goal during the Patriots' first dynasty run. Remember the 2 blizzard kicks from the infamous Tuck Rule game? Or the game-winning field goals in Super Bowl 36 and 39? The man was always a lock for delivering when it mattered the most, no matter how much pressure he was under. But the Patriots' main rivals of the 2000s, the Peyton Manning-led Indianapolis Colts, pounced on the opportunity to add more fuel to this rivalry in the 2006 offseason. After moving on from polarizing kicker Mike Vanderjagt, the Colts signed Vinatieri to a 5-year contract. Now, despite Vinatieri's contributions to the Patriots' 3 Super Bowl championships in the 2000s, the Pats faithful showed no mercy during his return in Week 9 of the 2006 campaign. Vinatieri fittingly missed a field goal that would have iced the game late in the 4th, but the Colts won the game anyway on a late Tom Brady interception. Vinatieri and the Colts would go on to win Super Bowl 41 that season. The Patriots, however, would win 3 Super Bowls with Vinatieri's replacement, Stephen Gostkowski. So yeah, we'd say this worked out pretty well for all parties involved. Terrell Owens. You know, the unique thing about Terrell Owens is that he can be viewed as a traitor on both sides of a historic rivalry. Of course, we're talking about the Patriots and the New York Jets. The best cornerback of his era spent 6 seasons with the Jets from 2007 to 2012. Owens, who led the Jets to the AFC Championship game in 2011 and 2012, was unable to reach an agreement on an extension with Gang Green. He was then traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 2013 offseason in a blockbuster deal as a result. Going to a team in another conference doesn't seem like much of a backstabbing move, right? Well, Owens officially went into traitor mode when he signed with the Patriots in 2014, soon after the Buccaneers released the All-Pro corner from his contract. Making matters worse for Jets fans was that Owens became the final piece that the Patriots defense truly needed, and he was instrumental in helping them win Super Bowl 49 over the Seattle Seahawks. But this saga was far from over. Owens ended up returning to the Jets in 2015 free agency on a 5-year pact worth $70 million. So now, he was a traitor to Patriots fans. As usual, however, New England got the last laugh. Owens had yet another solid year in 2015, but endured a dismal 2016 campaign, which led to his release. He ended up playing bits of the 2017 season with the Chiefs before ultimately retiring. Ken Norton Jr. The star linebacker was a key member of the Dallas Cowboys squad that won back-to-back Super Bowl championships in 1992 and 93. Norton was an instrumental piece in helping Dallas emerge as a dynasty in the first half of the 90s. A changing of the guard was seemingly in place, with the Cowboys unseating the San Francisco 49ers as the new golden NFL franchise. But nope, hold your horses here. Norton made the decision to leave in free agency for San Francisco, a team that also picked up superstar cornerback Deion Sanders in the open market. Both men were absolutely vital in helping the 49ers reclaim their spot atop the mountain as they cruised to a Super Bowl 29 championship. And who did San Fran beat in the NFC Championship game to get to that point? Oh yeah, Norton's old Cowboys squad. If it's any consolation for Dallas, they managed to land Sanders in 1995 free agency, and primetime led Big D to a Super Bowl that season to cement themselves as a dynasty. Richard Sherman. After missing the postseason for the first time in the Russell Wilson era, the Seattle Seahawks underwent a retooling phase in 2018. One of the big moves included the decision to release All-Pro cornerback Richard Sherman, who suffered a ruptured Achilles late in the 2017 season. After the Seahawks let the fan favorite go, Sherman pulled off the supervillain move by signing with the 49ers, Seattle's main rivals of the past decade. Signed with the 49ers, Sherman told Peter King that he's vengeful that way. Sherman took a verbal shot at his old team by saying that Seattle fans hate accountability. Sherman also told Roger Klemko that the Seahawks had lost their way. All of this just a few short years after the "Don't you ever talk about me" rant to Michael Crabtree, and after leading Seattle to a Super Bowl championship? Sometimes you just gotta expect the unexpected. Curtis Martin. Martin spent his first 3 seasons with the New England Patriots, and all were very successful. He crossed 1,100 rushing yards each time and racked up 32 rushing touchdowns. Oh, and the Patriots made a surprise run at Super Bowl 31, where they ultimately fell to the heavily favored Packers. It looked like Martin would be one of New England's key building blocks for years to come alongside star quarterback Drew Bledsoe. But in the 1998 offseason, the future Hall of Famer signed a lucrative offer sheet with the Jets. In return, the Patriots received draft picks from their enemies. The trade was worthwhile for the Jets, most certainly. Martin was one of the NFL's top offensive weapons over his 8 seasons in Gotham. But the Patriots turned out to be the long-term winners here because they'd go on to win 3 Super Bowls during Martin's tenure with their rival squad. Martin may have betrayed Pat's Nation, but the Super Bowl banners at Gillette Stadium certainly helped to ease the pain. But which other NFL stars backstabbed their teams? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.